Yo, man, Husband Club, we are back. We wasn't here last week, huh? Father's
Nah,
Day, man. Father's
nah.
Day.
Happy
Shout out to
Father's
SO,
Day.
man. Shit, we be bouncing back and forth, man. It be husband be moving around this motherfucker, man. Shit, we be moving
Yes,
every other
sir.
week. Shit, y'all could be out of town back and forth.
Yeah.
Between you and SO, man. But what's been going on in your world, man? How was your
Hey,
Father's Day?
Father's Day was dope, man. I actually spent it with my son and the wife. She was out of town with her mom, with celebrating her grandma's 90th birthday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so happy birthday to Big Mama. Today's her birthday.
Shout
So
out.
big 90. So yeah. So but me and my son went out and hung out. He took me to Black Bear, Black Bear Diner.
Mm,
Yeah. So went over
okay.
there, chilled out, did that, and then after that he kicked me to the curb to go swimming, Cowabunga Bay. So I kind of knew. I was like, it's cool.
Yeah, usually it's like that. Be like
Yeah,
that.
but it was dope. I closed it out by going bowling with my pops, and it was my pops' first time ever going bowling.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Because I'm sitting here thinking, as much as we went bowling as kids,
Yeah.
I I thought he would have went bowling, and he was just like, "Nah, I never went bowling. It's my first time ever going." So that was
Yeah.
like real dope to share that experience. I'm like, "Dang, pops, we bowl all the
Yeah. We
time.
bowl
Like
all the
it's
time,
it's
man.
second nature." Like we were talking, and to do that with my pops, and then he was, it was good, man, because he was actually. I'm gonna take him back because it was a good thing for him because he's a competitor, and
Mm.
it gives him something to go compete. Because
Yeah.
after you get older, you get limited on what you can do. And I know my
Yeah.
pops, he worked security for 30 years at the test site, so he got like all type of injuries, banged up,
Mm.
surgeries, different
Yeah.
stuff going on. So he don't got the full range of motion on certain things. So when he bowling, he's figuring it out. Like, and
Yeah.
that's that part
Yeah.
that challenge that. But he did good, man. He bowled over 100 his first game. I'm like, pops, people don't even bowl in their 40s, bro. Like you got it together. And then we bowled 3 games. Each game he got better. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna bring him back.
Oh, that's love, man. They don't it ain't revered like it used to, man. I was too competitive. Like I couldn't take a girl on a date night for I couldn't take a girl bowling for a date night. I couldn't do it. I'm too competitive. Too
And
competitive. So
man,
I'm
man,
clapping and you guttering and shit. I'm clapping.
it be like that. We I think is one of those things we've been doing for a while. Like me and my friends, we've been bowling like years, bro. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking about teens. Like every time we go bowling, it's like 18th birthday. Went bowling at the Orleans, got into a whole melee up there, got into a fight, man. Shout out to
Mm.
my brother Six.
Woo.
He was like, Grace, you 18, you don't go to the big people jail. So we was up there wilding out, man. Shout out to my brother Cleve, man. It was man, we was up there deep that night, man. But yeah, it was like a lot of important moments for a lot of our families
Yeah.
is centered around bowling. So yeah, I
That's
know.
dope, man. I miss them days, man. Where's the go to? I used to go to they used to call it was Silver Nugget, Mahoney's, whatever you want
Oh
to
yeah,
call it.
yeah, yeah.
That was a spot back. Where was y'all bowling back then?
Uh, we always went to the Orleans out the way because we ain't want to go to the Texas. Texas was way too turned up there.
Ah,
Gang, real gang ties and
yeah,
stuff
real
going
gang.
on
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there, man.
yeah,
Man, you couldn't go up there certain days. So but it was either the Orleans or the Santa Fe.
Okay.
Yeah, the Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we always go to Santa Fe. Now now I always go out the way. I go to Red Rock. Yeah, 'cause,
Oh,
yeah,
you going way out there.
yeah,
Those are nice.
yeah, they
Those are
nice.
nice.
Yeah, but sometimes, man, it's like it's crazy because I'm one of those type of people too. Like I'll get into it and I start going different places. My wife be like, it's okay." So I'll go out to the M because I
Okay.
think that's where they had a championship. At.
This bowling alley was at the
Yeah,
end?
I
Oh
think
wow.
M or oh no, what's the other one out there by the M?
Was it Green Valley?
Nah, I think it started with an S. Can't
Oh,
remember.
South Point.
South Point.
South Point.
That's where they
Okay.
have the championships at. So I just went out there just to see like, man, I just want to be where they be bowling 300s. I seen it on
Yeah.
ESPN. So I
Yeah.
just go out there just to get in the feeling. And I think I went out there one time, bowled I bowled my highest game there. I bowled like 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
And that's what I started noticing. Like, man, bowling is fatigue, bro. You get
Yeah,
tired, man.
you get tired. Yeah.
Form gets jacked up, man.
Yeah.
That little, because size 14 ball, that ball after a while, pause, it get heavy.
Yeah.
It get heavy, man. So yeah, but yeah, bowling is actually, this is a bowling city. After doing like tutorials, like I got a bowling app on my phone, all that just to watch how to spin and all that stuff, bro.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, got to get into it, man.
I think I've only been to Texas. I wasn't going bowling at the Texas. I probably bowled maybe twice at the Texas, but like you said, man, it's too turned up over there.
Too turned up, man.
And Texas is movies only. Movies only.
Man, because if you go in the bowling alley, you ain't had no reception.
Nope.
So it was all bad. You got down there, had a problem. You trying to boogie up the escalator and the stairs, man.
Yeah, I've only bowled probably twice at the Texas. Have I bowled at the Santa Fe? Maybe once.
Yeah,
maybe once.
Santa Fe got some good lanes.
But I used to smoke all my homeboys and stuff, man. And it wasn't until one of my partners, man, put me in a bowling league where I was like, oh, I gotta step my shit.
Yeah.
Hey. When they started, I remember the first time I got like handicapped.
Oh. Okay.
I was like, oh wait. Hey, this is like y'all can't do me like that, man. But it made me step my game up. Yeah. I thought I was right.
You was the weakest link.
Hey man, I said, yeah, man. Let me go ahead and I gotta step it up.
I think we should join, man. I think we should join a club, man, or join a league, man, and because it'll give us something to do. The husband club, man. Let's put a bowling team together, man. Go out there and get beat on. Hey, because they be serious, man.
Yeah.
And the dope thing about it, man, they be bowling like around this time, like around 11, 12 o'clock. That's when leagues be going on.
The bowling league I was in was at Red Rock.
Yeah.
It's probably around like 5:30, 6 o'clock I was doing it, man. But it's a different game, man. They coming in there with their balls, man. That sounds crazy.
Balls, man.
They coming in there with their bags, man.
I got it, everything. I got my towels. I got the towel. I got my custom bowling ball.
See,
man.
all I'm bringing this
fitting, hand fit, all that, bro.
Yeah, see, all I was bringing was my hands, man. That's it.
Yeah, but it's a cool thing, man. Like I think we should do that, man. It'd be cool for us, just to be actually the husband going out there. And it's funny when you see it because these people, like you be seeing people that don't look like they can bowl, and be out there killing, like
it's not like basketball.
Yeah, yeah, that is true too. That is true. I'll be watching some Instagram highlights. My partner Wes be sending it to me, man. It be just some regular people. I'm like, bro. I would be so pissed off if he was busting my, busting my ass at the court. Because I'm looking like, man, you feel like you was I was a hooper. That's why I felt like back in the day, but it ain't the same.
Yeah, see, that's why
it ain't the same.
That's why I don't think I could ever get into golf, man.
Why not?
Dang, can't nobody look bad. Can't nobody with a dog, man. Somebody walking there with a sloppy body and just ain't nobody finna out-golf me, man. And I know they would too.
Yeah.
Cause I know, man, when you walk in, if we hooping, when you walk in, I immediately know if I'm gonna bust your ass or not. I know it. You can't do that with golf.
Right.
You can't do that with bowling.
Yeah.
And so
can't size nobody up.
Nope. Man, maybe that's
the old man.
That's bad on my part because I'm for all size you up sports. Hey. I know when I'm finna bust you up.
Hey, when I go hoop, I find somebody similar like my age, and we gonna go that pace, man. I'm not. Because it's funny, bro. My wife, man. Shout out to my wife. Every time I go hoop and she tell me not to hoop, I get injured. Like she be like, boy, what you think? You think this 2001?
Yeah.
Here you go. Can I just live a little bit? And then every time I go, man, last time I went, it was in hoop. It was with my partner Goose and them at Tart, and 35 and up. And I'm sitting here at the crib. And mind you, she booked a boat trip for us at the lakes or whatever. So they got like that cruise, that boat. So it's a Father's Day trip out there.
Okay.
my partner Six, my partner OG, my brothers. Shout out to them both. They in there. Hey, we finna go up to Tark, and it's 35 and up. We just finna go run open gym. I'm like, bro. Oh well, Gifted. You know about, but
Yeah.
people know about Gifted. So we was sitting here, and I'm sitting like, bro, I'm not gonna go. If I go hoop, I'm the one that's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying not to get hurt. I'll be the one to get hurt. They talk me into it. We go up there. I'm just telling myself, hey, I'm going 50-50. So I'm just out there doing it, feeling myself, got a crossover, went to the basket, got a layup. Next play, dude stepped on my foot, boom, Achilles. Stretched my Achilles. I think I torn it because I like I told my partner Elax when he tore his Achilles. This is old man injuries. I said, hey, bro, I heard a door slam. I heard a loud boom.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, when he stepped on my foot, I was like, yo, that was my career. That was it. That was the door closing on my career because he said the same thing. I heard a loud pop. I said, you heard a loud pop.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else hear that, bro,
Yeah.
but you. And I said, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap because, you know, that's why I got Kobe, you know, that Achilles, man. And, yeah, my foot started rolling up and I driving home trying to call my wife. She like, see, I told you. And cuss me out, man, the whole way from Tark to the crib, man. About 15-minute ride, get there to the crib. Still cuss me out because she spent some money on it.
Ooh, yeah.
So I had to get the ankle brace. I'm out here limping. It was all bad. They had all type of stuff playing. We supposed to do activities. I can't walk.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Just, man, you know, man, we getting older, man. Bodies don't bounce back like they used to. Now I can see. I'm all at the stores, man. I'm buying fish oil and shit, man. 'Cause now, I be hitting that iron, man. I don't really be doing too much, man. I hit that iron though.
So
And,
where you hoop at?
man, I haven't hooped in like real hooped. I played one game probably a year ago, but like consistently, I haven't like hooped in. It's been some years.
It's scary. It's scary out there, bro.
It's been some years. Oh man, look, man. When was this? I think maybe it was a couple years ago. I want to say, man, I went and I took my son to the Y, man. He knew some partners up there, and we all started playing 21. You know me, man. Hey, look, I was a hooper, man. But I used to always look at the dudes if we playing 21 and everybody at 18, 19, and you got like 4, 5. Man, get off the court, man. You're trash, man. You're a food. And then I'm the dude with the 4, 5, man. And then I think the change, man, the change of the guard is like it's hard for me to it's hard for me to admit it. And I don't think a lot of men can't admit it, but it's hard for me to. That's probably why I haven't went and seeked it out. But it's hard for me to, like, get on the court and actually hoop when the kids see me as food now. I can't do it.
Man,
I can't do it.
Man, they do it. They do it all the time, man. I like I said, bro. I be with my partner West. You know, shout out to Wendell, man. He be AAU basketball.
Yeah.
So you know the Tavies and all that stuff be hanging around him. So, you know, we just be around with these young guys, you know.
No.
So they be in the gym. So, you know, we, you know, in the gym hooping with them. Shout out to the young dude, Gouda, too, man, for Vegas.
Yeah.
He scored 42 yesterday, man.
Oh,
that's dope, man. So I'm like, we were hooping at DPAC, and this was like over like almost 2 years ago. And this one I knew Gouda was like, yo, and I already looked for they go the old guy. I'm over with him.
Yeah.
I knew it then. But then Tavy was like, hey, man, I'm coming for you. He wasn't playing that day. So every time you see me now, he like, hey, man, when we go back to, hey, bro, I'm cool. You over here in Colorado State doing your thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm 40, bro. But I love to see that because that's the killer mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You on that court with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get where you used to be, but let me show you what it is now. So yeah, that's why I say it's scary because even with my nephew, he plays professional, and he's overseas. Yeah, I stopped playing with him when he was this and he's been doing this for a while, but he's been you know I go hoop with him and I pulled a hammy hooping with them because we went from West Middle School, you know, because it was open gym over there, to Canyon Springs to go hoop.
Yeah.
So shout out to my partner Al. Al, he was opening up Canyon Springs for the older cats. So when we were at West, my partner Willie, shout out to my partner Dub, he opened the gym for the overseas guys when they come back. So the Pierres and all them guys was
Yeah.
out there. So I'm just happy to be on the court running, So I'm just doing my thing. I
Yeah.
know my role. Yeah, I'm not required to do anything much, but pass me the
Yeah.
ball. I still got the jab. I can still shoot. That type of stuff. That's all I'm doing. Ball there. We win our games. We go to Canyon Springs, bro. So I'm feeling good. I done ran 3 games. Yeah. I was about 34, 35. Got over there because I sat down, got back up, and thought I was good.
Nope.
First play, crossed over, dropped it down. I'm on the wall like this, holding my head, holding the hammy, bro.
Yeah.
It's a couple plays go by. My nephew was like, "Man, where Unc at?" I'm on the wall. Got some ice. Yeah, that time too. Mike told me not to go play.
I never want to be those, and it's hard for me too, man, because my kids know I'm very, very against the I used to be. So it's hard. My son, our last couple one-on-ones, he didn't beat me. And I used to be like, man, I be wanting to be so bad. Be like, when I was your age, I would have bust your ass. But I can't, you know what I mean? I just got to take it on the chin, man. You got to take it on the chin. It's tough. What, you also getting into the manager thing now?
Yeah.
Is it, different now than how it was back then?
Well, I would say it's still similar. I mean, all the things that you do as far as music goes still the same. Is
Yeah.
what I'm seeing now. It's just that you got a bigger platform to do it. When we were doing it back in like 2010, with Finley, we just had like MySpace, and we didn't have all these other social media platforms that'll help push your music. So once you got to a major, that was the whole goal, to get to a major, to get pushed like a major artist.
Yeah.
Now you don't need it because you can go viral, and now they're coming to you.
Yeah.
Because they see that they can make money with you. Back in the day, you had to show that you actually had talent to get through the door, and they had to see like, oh, he or she is marketable. It's not that way today. So, but yeah, the management stuff has been cool because, like I said, with Storm Green, shout out to Storm Green. I've been knowing him since middle school. So, my partner Wes, he's been managing him. So, not managing, but he's been knowing him since elementary because he's a teacher there.
Okay.
At DPAC. So he's been teaching at Agassiz. So he's been over there for, Wes been over there about 18, 19 years, I think.
Wow.
So he's been there a while.
Yeah.
So he's been there just, helping all these kids. So, this is one of the kids he's been, helping, bring up and just give him the ropes, show him the game. So he's always told me like, hey man, this kid want to rap, so he knew I had did music with Weez and Finley, same person. But we just looked at it like, I looked at it like I was done with music because it was too much back then. Yeah. To try to keep it going, it was too much back then, because it was just too many, loopholes to try to get through back in 2015. So we just, hooked up, as far as just listening to his music, giving him ideas and just saying, hey, do this, do that. And then finally came across, he was like, hey, do you want to manage? Like, yeah, that's cool, bro. I do it because I've been trying to get back into it because, I just, as a, being a producer, you hear samples, you have ideas for songs, and you're like, man, I don't got nobody to bounce this off of.
Yeah.
Because, so it was cool. So we did the Long Beach show. He has like a seven show tour he set up after we started talking, trying to, put stuff together. And he got a project coming out next month. He's been dropping a single every Saturday. And he's been doing this consistently for the last like 13 weeks. So, it's just something that, we're trying to do different than what was being done so far. Because I told him, I said, hey, I'm out of them. I don't know what's going on with Vegas music, so I try to tap in with Skinny and, like views and different things to try to hear because I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but last time I was like in it, like you got it, like this was like 2015. This is when, and this is going to show the age. This is, like I said, So Drew Price wasn't even doing anything back
Shit,
then.
no.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he had.
Yeah, I was in high school.
You see what I'm saying? So he had stopped doing music. Landlord was still doing his thing, because he's still on right now.
Mhm.
It was just the landscape was different back then. Like everybody that's doing music now, like I don't know, like I don't know. I know the producers because they were around, the Hitmans, the Vays, Remix. Then that's it. But if you anybody outside of those guys, like as far as producing, I don't know who the new guys is. So it's all new to me because you can get beats from online, all type of different stuff for $10. It's
Yeah.
it's a different game now because when we
Yeah.
were doing it, $500 was the minimum for a beat. And you're like, hey, bro, that thing better slap, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's just it's so much. It's so much out there. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's different, but yeah, I'm happy for him.
How do you how do you manage your time with it? As far as like, you got your marriage, your family. How do you manage the time and able to put in the right amount of time to get him right?
Well, what I learned from my first go around with music, I was too immersed into what we were trying to do
Mm.
to where I didn't have the proper time to give to my wife because every time I came home, because it was a unique situation. I was working at the test site, so I'm gone for 4 days. So then when I come back home for 3, you know, I'm staying up in Tonopah for 4 days. I come back home for 3. So then when I'm home for 3, I'm trying to have a regular life. So I'm trying to hang out with my boys, hang with my kids, run a company, do these things, and squish it in 3 days. Because when I go back to Tonopah, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
My phone is in the car. I don't have no access to the internet. I don't have nothing for 4
Mm.
days because it's a test site. So
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
you around classified stuff, you can't have access to internets and stuff. So I'm just doing security. Pops was up there, so I'm, following my pops doing that. But what I learned is just you gotta allot the time and then talk, communicate. Because even when I was going to do this trip, she's very understanding because she understood what I went through the first time with the music stuff and didn't get accomplished what we were trying to do. So she's
Mm.
kind of like worried, hey, are you gonna not accomplish what you're trying to do this time, or how's it gonna work out?
Mm.
Like how's it gonna go? Because I don't want to see you, like upset, or down because it
Yeah.
didn't map out how you wanted it to. And I told her like, no, this situation is a little bit different this time because I know what to do.
Yeah.
I was learning back then. It's like riding a bike now. That's why I told him, say, hey, if you listen to what I'm letting you know, we'll get there. Because I told him, I said, whatever everybody else talking about, we the only ones that got there. I said,
Mm.
and then I said that we the only ones that got there. And that was back in 2010 through like 2014. We had a major record deal at Def Jam that we was doing. Nobody ain't ever did that since we left. So that's why I be telling like, no, we got the key
Yeah.
because we did it. I still got people that's connected in the industry, but it's told them we'll use those keys when it's the
It's
time.
time, yeah.
But right now it's just like, hey, let's do the work and get the notoriety. Let's get recognized for what you do. So, and he's growing his brand, and figuring it out. Young
Okay.
dude,
That's dope,
figuring it out.
man. That's dope. Is there anything and that it's actually dope that your wife riding you with it, man. I don't know if a lot of partners would be with that,
Right.
with you being going like that. And I posted something like the other day, man. I think with us as husbands in particular, man. I don't think we get enough credit or justice with the way we have to divide our time.
Right.
It's not a. It's not a. I mean, it's almost like it's not a want. It's like we have to. It's an obligation,
Right.
and it's impossible. It feels like to please everyone because everyone wants all of your time.
True.
And so it almost seems like it's an impossible mission to get time to yourself or get time for your wants or your needs or what you love to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's dope that she's behind you on that one. Is there anything you would You gonna do differently this time around? Or you gonna change from back in the day?
Uh, like you said, just to be more organized and have a plan. I know when we were doing it before, we would have a plan, but we would always jump off of it. Like
Mm,
we would never just follow it all the way through. So we had an album we want to do called The Only One. And it's crazy. It's like 20 years ago. We started doing Wee's album 2003. And then it shifted because of mixtapes was popping. That's when 50 had came out.
yeah,
And mixtapes were it. So then we switched our focus to mixtapes. So then there's a 7-year gap where we did mixtapes.
mhm,
Nothing but mixtapes. Didn't put no music out. So like right now, it seems like the motto is just to release the albums, even if they're just 3 albums, and then just release them. And then when you sign with a major, it'll be your official. That's kind of like the motto now. But get your music out, build your brand up, and be heard, be seen. Because we didn't have YouTube. Like we had YouTube, but it wasn't YouTube today. We didn't have Facebook like that. We had Facebook, but the actual like behind the scenes stuff with computer science, like how
yeah,
it's set up to push certain things. We didn't have that. We didn't have like podcasts and all that. Like
yeah,
we can go sit down with. It was just radio back in 2015. You didn't
mhm,
have internet radio was still new. It was still new back in 2015. It wasn't like popular like where we're at now.
yeah,
So you don't have today it's just understanding like how do we use all these platforms to get you seen.
yeah,
What's your message? To your people. And that's kind of the same thing that I've always preached because it worked. That's when I was working with Finley. I say, hey, bro, talk to your people.
yeah,
We can't worry about Jay-Z fans and this, and that, because that, if they catch on to you, they're gonna catch on. But
yeah,
the people that rock with you, they're gonna rock with you.
yeah. I don't know, man. Um, as a consumer of a lot of music, man, I am kind of surprised that um, maybe because of the streaming game, but you can release so much like unofficial music now because of um the way we listen to music, how we listen to music is currently
It's
constructed.
different.
So it's kind of shocking to me that like mixtapes aren't as big as they used to be back then because it's so many ways to release unofficial music and do it on beats that ain't yours
All right.
and things like that. You just throw it on the internet. Um, YouTube, I mean, I think YouTube is still a prevalent way, but I wonder how much like TikTok and shit has kind of
Yeah, that's the new wave.
yeah, TikTok is kind of removed from that. You know what I mean? Because uh, I think like podcasts and things like that are still appreciated in long form, but I don't know if music is
It's a,
appreciated in that way
it seemed
anymore.
like it's dying though, in a way, man. Because you have these conversations with people. Because I mean, I asked my cousin Neo this a couple years ago, just like, man, like what's going on with R&B, bro? Like it ain't. It's like people not singing about love no more, bro. Like it's everything that's in the music is going on in real life.
Yeah,
Like you like it's not the '80s R&B. Like when you have the Freddie Jacksons and all they did was sing about love.
yeah,
It wasn't partying and popping pills, pimping this,
yeah.
that, and the third. And that's just where we are with music. It's like
Hmm.
it has evolved. So streaming, it's like you said, man. It's just how we consume music, and it's just totally different now, man.
Yeah.
It's just totally different.
I don't know if there's room for a Freddie Jackson today though,
I
unless you're
do,
cleaning up.
I do, man. I do,
Do you?
I do.
Because I'm thinking about now, like
They
the
sampling,
places where
they sampling the music.
yeah, but it's for more of a like a turn up situation. So I'm thinking about where even my mom right now. I'm thinking about where I consume music, and it's at like lounges.
Mm,
I don't club, but I know lounges, clubs, in your headphones at the gym, driving,
mm.
and cleaning up.
So let me ask you this: what what type of music does your wife listen to 90% of the time?
My wife is listening to like the Scissors
The
and the
R&B.
Drakes and
You see what I'm
shit like
saying? Like
that. Yeah,
R&B. My wife is the same way. When I pop in the car with my wife, if I'm driving, and I got the aux and the
yeah.
Bluetooth. His nip is all other stuff like that. But
Hmm.
some days, when I get in there, I do put the R&B on. But 100% of the time, unless she putting something on for me, is R&B, like 90s R&B.
But even when we talk about R&B, right? Rarely is it a ballad. It's either it's mid tempo
Mhm.
or it's some kind of turn up ish.
But you had them gems in there, bro. Like, for example, what's the dude? And my daughter Andrea, shout out to her. Brent, what?
Brent
Brent
Fayez,
Fayez.
yeah, I
Yeah,
fuck with
like
Brent.
yeah. So like that's a ballad. That's on the radio.
You think that
That all mine. It's not. It's not
my,
pushing. It's slow.
my.
It's slow.
Oh, I don't know if I take
It's
that.
not a ballad as far as vocally,
Yeah,
but as far as the tempo go, that's true R&B because it's not 70, like 80, 90. It ain't Usher, yeah. Like
yeah,
it ain't that type. It ain't Chris Brownish, and it's slow. That's why I was like, it threw me off because I thought it was The Weeknd at first.
yeah,
And I was just like, damn,
yeah.
man. I was like, then I was no, it's not The Weeknd. I was like, oh, okay. And, because The Weeknd, he cool, man. But, they kind of rubbed me wrong with the Michael Jackson comparisons back in the day.
No, I like Druggy Weekend. I don't like this one.
Yeah,
I'm cool on this one.
Yeah, because I like version better than his. I Don't Want to Know.
You like who version?
The Winans, man.
Hell no.
Come on, man. You can't do one. You can't do
Hell
one.
no.
You can't do Mario like that. Man. That was his only song, bro.
Mario's version ain't touched the radio like this, man. Weekend was like, give me that.
Weekend, but it's the same thing with Dolly Parton, Whitney Houston. You don't never hear her version of
No, I don't
you
think
see what
I've
I'm saying?
ever heard it.
Exactly, but you will forever hear that version.
Yeah.
But guess who getting paid off of that version?
Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly.
Absolutely.
So if Mario wrote that, cool, Weekend, go run with it.
I don't even think that's Weekend. That's Metro Boomin's. So Weekend just own it. That's
But
Metro
still.
Boomin song.
Yeah, but he did that 50%
Mario,
share.
I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, Mario owns
or
100%.
Diddy, whoever. They put Diddy on the remix.
Yeah, but from what I know, Mario Winans produced and wrote the song, so he 100% of that.
Oh yeah.
So now when you got to come to me,
give me that.
Yeah, give me something.
Yeah.
And like you said, I'd rather have a percentage of something than 100%.
Yeah.
Than my song not getting played on the radio as often.
Mm.
So, but now music is different, man. Like the genre's changed, the direction has changed, hip hop has changed.
Yeah, I was watching. I think I was on Twitter, and there was this clip going around where this dude was like, "Future is better than Tupac," right?
Bro.
And
He's
for a minute, I was like, "Okay, you know what? He out his mind." But then I sat back and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go there and I'm not going to say better, but in 2023, Future's played way more than Tupac. Way more. You got to be like in a Tupac mood because his music is also very, very slow.
Right.
It's very slow. So I mean, I don't know if it's room for music like that these days, man. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. And then like I said, is I don't know if it's a BPM's problem or if it's just we don't appreciate long form music anymore.
I think that's it.
Because the songs these days are like an hour. I mean, a minute and
30,
40. A minute and 45 to 2:15 somewhere around that range.
It's short.
Because I miss R&B that had bridges on it. You don't get that. You get 1, 2, maybe 2 verses, and all right.
Yeah.
So
you don't get the long. It's crazy. Stuff has changed because, like you said, microwave. They want it fast.
Yeah.
They want to consume it, and a lot of times sometimes artists are getting lazy. Because you got to think about it, how music has changed from the 50s, 60s, 70s, from live bands, and then I think like late 70s is when it went analog, like to you actually play keyboards and have the instruments. I don't need to hire.
Yeah, so I think I started somewhere in like the 80s, maybe.
Yeah,
straight analog.
Yeah, straight analog. So then you have the Roger Troutmans and all those people come and change the game because he came in and introduced a new sound. Then you have NWA introduced a new sound, Public Enemy introduced a new sound. So you have the sounds. I think too, what ended up happening is after Big and Pac died, that's kind of when that Atlanta jumped on. and that was kind of the neutral ground for everybody to rock with because you got Outkast and all those people coming from Atlanta. And then
Mhm.
2001, I think that's when Ti came out. And like that's when he came out with I'm Serious. And
Oh, was
because I
that
was in college. Yeah, it
2001?
was like
Damn.
late 2001.
Yeah.
Because then the craziest part is that I jumped on like that I'm Serious album and was bumping it heavy.
Mhm.
And then come 10 years later, I meet Kwan Prather, who was the guy who signed us to Def Jam. You know, shout out to KP. He was the one who signed Ti.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to Ghetto Vision slash Atlantic back then. You know,
Yeah.
so that was so it was dope to see that happen and work with KP. You know, and still be cool with KP today. You know, to see him, he just got a Grammy. I think a year ago with
Oh, that's
Pharrell.
love, man.
Yeah, so it's just like you still know. I still got all these people, besides my cousin, and I still have other industry people to see what they're doing, to kind of see like how it's going because they move the needle, So right now, it's different, man. Like my wife, she believes in it because she knew what we did before. Even though we didn't release an album on Def Jam, we got the deal,
Yeah.
and that was the goal from the jump. I said, hey,
Mhm.
we gonna sign with a major.
Yeah.
That's what I told Finley. Hey, we gonna sign with a major when we first started doing it. And then when we got to it, we signed with Def Jam. It was different. But today it's like I don't even know if you want to go with a major because you don't have to.
You don't really have to,
Yeah,
no.
'cause you can. That's why I said the power of social media, and
Yeah.
it's dangerous too, man. Because I was I was I remember when we did some touring back in like this was like 010 and we were on MySpace.
Mm.
And this I show you like the time in MySpace. We didn't have no action like that. We went to North Carolina to go do a show and all that other stuff, and it was like we wasn't no way to connect with nobody out there. Like before you got there, so, because like nowadays you can set up stuff like people in you can see what's going on in Atlanta. You know
Yeah.
what spots is going on. We
Yeah.
went out there, it was dead. We trying to figure out what to do, and then you still not trying to get set up because you running into people and you don't know
Yeah.
who they are.
Yeah.
So
I mean, salute to y'all, man. I just, it's easier being a consumer of music and from our standpoint. I think with just thinking about like those meetings, man, and y'all trying to figure out like how do you like stay true to your identity
right,
in these times. It's tough, man. It
it,
is
it ain't. It's
tough.
easy. And then see the thing too, what I'm doing now is I ran the label at one time. So it's a different level when you're just the manager. So when you run the label, you gotta really make sure everything go day to day. You gotta make sure they making studio time, setting all that stuff up, sitting down, listening to the albums, all that stuff. As a manager now, I work for Storm. So it's like, how do I make your ideas come
Come
to
to true.
life? Yeah, so it's a lot easier because now he just presents what he's trying to do. I can help organize his thoughts from, hey, this is what worked from past experience with
Mm.
Finley.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is
yeah,
what we
yeah.
did with a mixtape, and this is when we got the most with this. So we already doing stuff behind the scenes because I told him, I said, hey, your next tape that you do, you need to do with a DJ because it just makes
That
sense.
would
We
be
got
dope.
we got to bring a DJ in, and because I told him, I said, not only will the DJ tell you what's going to get played in the clubs or what they're listening to on the radio, they
Yeah.
got the ear to the streets, so they know.
Okay. Now that we here talking, right?
Mhm.
And so my mind is I'm going right now, right? So if you could, or if you were thinking about it, right?
Mhm.
What I don't know if DJs can I don't think DJs can break music today. But I do feel like they still have a strong enough presence where it could be mutually beneficial, right?
Mhm.
Who out here do you feel like what DJ out here do you feel like an artist can work with in a similar fashion to like a Gangster Grills?
Uh, See, and that's the thing about Vegas. We're all grown. See, if we had an established DJ, out here that was like a DJ drama, then it'd be easy to do. When we started working with the DJs at like 97.5 when we first started working. So it was Dre Day, D Money, K Player, and they still there. They still there. So New DJs, I don't know. I'm still a fan of D Money because I know
Yeah.
that he like as far as his technique and spinning, man, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's dope, and he knows how to bring just DJing. He knows how to he was put here to DJ. So I would always say D Money,
Mm.
because and then after that it's just the business got to align because that's the thing with Vegas. We're all trying to get everybody's trying to get on.
Yeah.
So if you have an established person, you know did somebody try to do something with drama or out here or
Two
no?
people. I think 2 people so far have done something with drama. I know one was from a brother from Hoods um, back in the day. He did like a drama project, and I believe what's that brother name? He's also from the hood. Well, allegedly. What's his name? He was going on tour with the Game and
Oh yeah. The dude that got into a whack 100. Oh
yeah.
yeah. I don't know his name.
But he
Yeah.
got washed out though. He got
Yeah.
washed out, so I don't even know if people even really count that. Because his dropped the same day that Tyler the Creators dropped, and
Oh.
DJ Drama was on Tyler the Creators as well. So it was kind of
It's a
like,
money play.
"Ooh."
It's a money play. I mean, a lot of times these people they go get the features and they'll pay for it and they think it's a good look, but them features be going for that price for everybody in every state. So not only I remember during COVID time, Boosie was giving out that COVID feature. And I was like, oh yeah, he know that PPP money popping, so he want to go. All you rappers that got, hey, because
Yeah.
I seen it. I got $10,000 features going. I do this and the video.
Well, I
And-
think when he came out here, I think his fee was $5K for a guest verse, and then $10K for a guest verse and video.
That's why I said 10K for both. So that's what I'm saying. So you pay that 10K, but then you invest it. A lot of people don't know you got to have the money to push it. After you spend that 10, you need about a good 100,000 to push that video because you gotta even on YouTube. Like I'm watching YouTube, I'm seeing cats music videos as the commercials now. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I say, well, it's strategic because at least I gotta listen to the first 5 to 10 seconds of your song before I skip. And if it's slapping, I might just sit there and listen to it.
Yeah.
So it's just different ways of doing it. I remember I ran across Lotto. She had a commercial song like that playing. I'm like, this is Lotto,
Yeah.
YouTube commercial, but it's just different ways to be seen. So it's a unique space, man. I think Vegas, like I said, seeing what I seen y'all posting the guy Eastside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a great play for the city with the Aces.
Yeah, that was a great
So
move,
that was
yeah.
great right there for that. And like I said, we just got to keep building, man. Like somebody come up with something for the Golden Knights. They try to get something for the city. We need to really unite the city because that was the main thing when we started. Product of my environment. We were just trying to bring sides together because it was still that division, man. It's not there no more, man. And credit to people like Ivan. He grew up in Northtown. I grew up in West Side, but all we the conversation we had back being an M5 brought us brought us all together. It broke down so many barriers here in the city. It brought a lot of us together, man. So man, shout out to all the stepping, man, the junior fraternities and sororities out here, man. Shout out to them because they still doing a great thing in the city for these kids. We need to bring that step show back though,
My
man.
daughter was the president of the Arcanets, man. Shout out to my daughter.
Yeah, my daughter's still an Arcanet. She about to graduate.
Oh man, shout out. Yeah.
She about to
I don't know.
graduate
Do
this
they
year.
still? No, the step show ain't there no more.
Nah, they stopped it about it seemed like it's been they stopped it
It's
about
tripping too much.
15 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. It's been a while because I mean it wasn't that people was tripping. They didn't want to spend the money on security. You got to think about it. We 17, 18-year-old kids, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're not gonna know how to act. Because we were 16, we were looking for stuff to trip about at that
That's a
around that
fact.
time.
Yeah.
So if you don't have proper supervision, kids gonna be kids, bro. And definitely we West Side kids on the East Side on Maryland Parkway by the Strip. Your parents ain't around. We drove down there. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference in your parent taking you somewhere and dropping you off and then have to pick you back up.
Yeah.
When then you driving, because when you get the keys, the city different when you get it.
This is a fact.
Different. Get you in
Yes, it
trouble out here,
is.
man.
Fast too, man. Let me see, about 17. I had calmed down by then, but yeah, man, I think all you just
How did you calm down by 17, bro? What was you doing at 13?
I was tripping, man. I was tripping. I was
Oh,
D
yeah,
Cross. Yeah,
D-Cross.
shout out to D Cross. Um, I say I was never like I don't think I wouldn't say like I was no killer or nothing. You know what I mean? But I was tripping. I was
I
tripping.
will agree to you. We were tripping too.
I
Now,
was
when I say
tripping.
tripping, man, rest in peace to my brother Chill. Man, we was tripping. Like we was really like out there, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because now like you see it as a parent. Like I see it as a father, how I parent my kids and my daughters and stuff like that. I'm just like, man, you got to make sure you present, talking, doing this thing. Like, because I remember my mom them would tell me some things, and it was just like, all right.
Yeah.
But then, like I told you, I met me and my wife had been dating since '96. She kept me out of a lot of stuff because I just remember all the stuff that my friends had going on around that
Yeah.
time. She kept me out of a lot of stuff because it was just having that understanding, like, well, I got a girl, bro. Like, I can't be doing what y'all doing and
Mhm.
then try to, double back over here. And it was just she kept me out of a lot of stuff. So I understand what's going on because I remember what we was young, middle school, trying to get at it, because that was just the music
Yeah.
around that time. You see what I'm saying? Dog Pound, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. That's
Yeah.
what we was listening to. So that was the mindset of what we thought was popping. Because we was like, well, they doing it. That's what
Yeah.
they on. So, and it kind of it's crazy because I just talked to my wife about this, and I said sometimes you never know what influences you when you're growing up, as far as just like your mental, like how you move and how you think. A lot of
Yeah.
times, like I said, growing up early, getting exposed to like pornography early as a kid, elementary kid, it messes up how you view things.
Mm.
And like I said, sometimes you gotta rewind it back and say it's not like sex isn't like that.
Mhm.
Because you see these drama, it's drama.
Yeah.
It's fake. And they have these scenarios, and you're thinking that's how it's supposed to go. So it starts to warp your mind, and oh, we got to start sex by this, or we got to do this, or we got to do that. So, like I said, for a lot of times too, man, like when you get caught up in that world of that, that's what you expecting. And when sex ain't meeting in the bedroom, then that's when you
Mhm.
start going out to see, okay, well maybe I'm good over here with this. She can't do this, so let me try to find somebody else that do it. So then get in trouble. You know,
Mm.
that's Vegas for you,
See,
man.
I was never I ain't never get into porn, man. It was one of them things I could never. I think I probably jacked off once, and it was a terrible experience, and I was like, I'm cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was both a one and doneer.
yeah.
It was the one and doneer. I don't think I used the right stuff, man. But it was a one and doneer, but like I said, man, these days, man, as a parent, I feel like even though when I was tripping, because I had asked my dad like the other day, like, man, how did you and mom's like, how did y'all, cope with the fact that I was just ignorant, you know what I mean, back then. But these days, man, it's kind of harder because they have so many options.
Mm.
When I was coming up, uh, while we could text, but it wasn't like how it is now. We didn't have them options. We didn't have like the internets on our phones. I mean, I could Google like Yahoo or some shit, but I couldn't like, I wasn't all on. You couldn't do the social sites on the flip phone,
Mhm.
and we that's when the Rex and stuff was popping. So while I was tripping, it was still in environments, not necessarily controlled environments, but you knew where I were. You
Right,
knew where I was.
right.
These days, man, it's jeez, man, it's too.
It's
I
too much
mean,
access. That's I mean,
you got the entire world at your hands, at your fingertips, and at 12, 13 on up, even maybe even earlier. We see parents. The little ones got cell phones now these days.
yeah,
So it's kind of like, man,
technology.
we are phasing ourselves out before we even really realize that we phased ourselves out. And
It's humans. That's what we do as humans. Even
that's
with
tough,
AI,
man.
all that stuff, man. Like it's crazy because it kind of feel like we in the Matrix, bro. Like
Man, no bullshit. Yeah.
it really feel like we heading into the Matrix, man. Because you hear Elon Musk about to insert chips in people's brains and
Mhm.
all this. It's like they like, and they always say that movies are like preparation to the future, or they're
Yeah.
trying to tell us like this is where things are going, and we don't believe it, until we out
Yeah.
here, But
Mhm.
then, just thinking about that, I was watching that Ocean Gate stuff this morning, bro, and I
Mm.
was just thinking of with those billionaires dying down there with their submarine. Now I get it, the logic controller, whatever they logic tech controller, all that other stuff. But I was just thinking, man, like we put too much trust into billionaires, bro. Just because they got money don't mean that they that smart and educated, man. Because I'm
No.
just thinking about, I'm not saying that Elon Musk he created a car. This dude talking about taking people to outer space, bro. Like I get it.
Mhm.
That's kind of dangerous too, man. Without no, he doesn't have any background in like space like
No.
that. I guess you can go hire the people,
Yeah.
with the money,
Yeah.
but man, that's crazy, bro. Because they did the same thing though. I don't say they got Elon Musk money, but they're a billionaire and they
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just think that's family inherited shit like that, man. You know that culture, man. They're better at inheriting money, I'd say.
So let me ask you this: you become a billionaire, you in heaven, you left some money. Your ancestors do that, man. How you feeling? That's what you do.
Man, man, I live my tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? So, if I had that much money and someone asked me to, I still wouldn't know.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I mean, Titanic, and I don't care nothing about the Titanic. I think I might have watched half the movie Titanic.
Come on, now you want to see now? We can't keep doing this.
Hey,
Every
bro.
time I sit with somebody, they say the same shit. Man, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
Hey, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's insane, man. Come
I just
on,
couldn't get to it.
man.
It was too slow for me, bro. Like we already know the ending, bro. So I was just like, I got to fast forward when I just seen all the people playing as the boat was going down. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
that was the exciting part, I guess, because all the other stuff was just a bunch of. I didn't want to see Leonardo DiCaprio fall in love, and that was just like,
In less than 24 hours, too.
yeah.
That's real player shit right there, man.
Well, I mean, they gotta. I don't, did it really happen?
No,
Exactly.
but he snatched her up in less than 24 hours, man. That's real player. And died for her. That's real player shit right there, man.
What?
No, it was 24 hours. Was it 2 days? No, it wasn't 2 days, was it?
Yeah, so we thinking that he got 2 days in with her.
They're like
Hey,
2 or
but
3 days.
but I like think about the Titanic today in social media times. Like we should do a movie like that. Just think about the ship going down. How many people had their phones?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We see it with like plane crashes and shit
Crazy.
today, but hey, man.
Why is that the first thing people do though, bro? I mean, it's crazy. Like, and it catches, and that's why I try to be off of social media a lot because it is very entertaining. Because you'll get on there, you'll see a dude that just got shot, and the first thing he do instead of calling the police, he on live bleeding out, like, oh, they got me,
Yeah.
Isn't it driving, passed out, crash? I'm like,
Yeah. I remember, what was it, 2, 3, was it not even been that long, like 2 years ago, it was a young dude from LA, was a rapper. I think his name was like Indian Red Boy or something like that. You know that?
yeah, he did
When he was dissing Nip, right? Was he
Yeah.
dissing Nip or something? I think
crossed out. They
allegedly
crossed
he
out.
was doing something like that,
They crossed out his mural.
and then he was on Instagram Live, and then somebody just walked up and like you know what I
Seen
mean,
it.
to see the before and after on.
Just to see him yelling help.
Yeah, it's kind of, whew, yeah.
No, them videos
Yeah,
be
man.
crazy, bro. Like, and it's just crazy how technology is. Cameras catch everything now, bro. So I don't know, man. That's why I said social media.
The chances are of your demise being on the socials are very great these days.
Yeah. Yeah, because I like the crazy thing is I'm surprised that they haven't released the video on Dolph. Because remember when he got killed, I was like, people was looking for that video.
I
They
hope
haven't
they
released
don't.
it.
He got like
I was mad when they released the
21
stuff.
to 25. He had
Yeah.
like 21 to 25 with the they had
I was
full-fledged Draco.
I was upset when they released Nips. You know, I only watched it like once or twice, man. When he got killed with it, you just seeing it. But that's like you said, just seeing something like that, man. It's scary, bro. Because like even now, when we went out to Long Beach, you know, and like this is Slim 400 people. So he was a part of it. It was a birthday. It was a comedy show for Slim 400. So we just got to be aware of where we going. Because like I told him, I said, hey, bro, like we doing a comedy show, but he did die by the gun. You know, and we are going to be in there with his home.
He got walked up on, right?
Yeah.
He was
And like you said, on Ring camera. Caught it on Ring camera. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so we would just have to be aware because that's where we are nowadays, man, because they shoot up any and everything now, you know, and it seemed like every week rap artist is dying. Like another one just got shot in Georgia. It's like it's Chicago, Florida. It's like, and that's the scary thing about this music stuff too, you know, because you got to kind of walk in and be, because they trip with managers too now, bro. You get the beef and they, because I seen what was that what's the dude from Dallas Mo 3 and the other
was fucking
but Mo 3 now
they hit the manager the goddamn freeway, man.
They got him, but then remember what's the dude from Dallas that got like he light skinned Yellow Beezy.
Yeah.
They beat the dude manager up. He's like, bro, that's my manager.
Jesus.
You see, and that's the crazy thing about a lot of this stuff too, because you know it's you can't even be a podcast. They're out here fighting. They find you at an interview. It's like it's a crazy time for like entertainment, man. Like media.
I think that's the word that draws people. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
You know. That's why I always, man, I got lines, man. And I'm at the age now where I think about the consequences a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people that can like really get me there. It takes a lot these days, you know, because I always look at this shit like, you know, a lot of this is just not that serious, you know what I mean? But and then, you know, you don't know who's cool with who, you don't know who's related to who.
Yeah.
And that can make, you know, problems, you know, way bigger than what they, you know, because everybody got retarded people in their family. And I don't mean that in a
can't use that word, bro.
I'm sorry, but hey, man, everybody got those people in their family where, you know, when it's go time, it's go time, and you know, you don't want to put those people in that position. Like some shit that it's stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
that's crazy, man.
We in wild times right now, man. We in wild times right now. Ours was, I think, coming up. Mine was just, I was parking Biggie, man. There's not another situation for a long time that kind of hit me like that. And I think I was only like 8.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I was 13. I think when Pac died. Yep, 96.
And other than that, I don't think that happened again until, unless my mind is running from me. I don't remember another rapper. Probably Nip.
Yeah, that was it.
And I was at my homeboy's wedding, and he had like some prevalent journalists and shit there. You could just see, and I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to. You know, that's not. We had a wedding, but you could kind of just see like the mood slowly going through the building when that happened. And his was all over Twitter for a long time.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever did that. Like they scrubbed it or whatever. But yeah, his was all over Twitter for a long time, man. And that, damn.
It's sad, man. I mean, you know, just it's today's times, you know, but all you can do is live your life, you know, and pretty much, you know, just learn from what other people are doing. Because, you know, you have these situations that happen. And it's our job to talk to, you know, our kids about these things. Because, like, the chances of it happening to me is very slim. Because I don't be in those situations. I don't hang around that type of crowd. But it can happen.
Yeah, especially with the kids, man. Because that's why, you know, You
It's
know,
for
I be
them.
trying to talk to my I be trying to talk to my kids, man. Like, you know, they always hit me with I'm ready to be Tupac and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like these days, even when you beefing with somebody, see back in the day, you had to go some if you was beefing with somebody and you didn't catch them, the chances of you catching them for one
So,
was slim because everybody was separated. Everybody had their own section. You you was really only you only caught somebody if y'all were at a randomly you seen them at a bar
right.
or you know at one of the casinos or but other than that like you had to go to their section and when nobody doing that you know but these days man you know because what the kids are posting what they're saying on the internet it's not hard to figure out
Yeah.
where you are in that instant. You know what I mean? If I'm beefing with somebody, I'm going to go see a movie. I mean, the chances of you running into somebody, unless it's a big movie, was kind of slim to
Yeah.
almost slim to none. But these days, man, they know where you at, they know who you with, all damn there, what you doing, and that makes things a lot easier. Than,
Looking at it this side of this side of the thing, when I was young, doing the game banging and all that stuff, it make no sense because as a parent, like we go to work and all this other stuff, bro. So it's like I get it now as a parent because it's like that ain't how we raising you to be out here in the streets
Mhm.
being destructive and all that stuff. So you know, Vegas is a different breed, man. It's a different like even when we went to Long Beach, man, stuff was closed. You get spoiled out here, man. But then you also
Mhm.
understand that it's a 24-hour city, man. It does happen, you know, stuff happens a lot out here that you
Yeah.
got to be aware of. So
All right, y'all, man. Well, shit, man, it's cool, man.
yeah,
This is
easy
cool,
show,
man.
man. Shout out to SO, man.
Shout out to bro SO,
He got the
man.
movie popping, movie road popping, man. He in Atlanta,
Yeah, he in
Georgia.
Atlanta, man, doing his movie thing, man. Hey, man, next